When they leave you, do not chase. Do not beg. Do not send one more paragraph explaining how much you cared. Do not post sad quotes hoping they feel guilty. Do not try to make them jealous. And definitely do not give them the satisfaction of watching you fall apart. Because the moment someone walks away from you, your first reaction will decide everything. It decides whether they see you as someone they lost or someone still waiting to be chosen. Dan learned this the hard way. When she left, he did what most people do. He checked her profile. He reread old messages. He imagined what he should have said. He wanted one more conversation, one more chance, one more explanation. But the more he reached, the smaller he felt. And that is the trap. When someone leaves, your pain tells you to run after them. But your self-respect tells you to stand still. Because the person who walks away expects you to follow. They expect you to prove your worth. Do not do that. If they leave, let them feel your absence. Not as punishment. Not as a game. But because your life cannot revolve around someone who chose to walk out of it. Today, I will show you exactly what to do when they leave, so they regret losing access to you, while you become too strong to need their regret. The first thing Dan had to learn was simple, but brutal. Disappear completely. Not halfway. Not for 2 days. Not until the loneliness gets loud. Completely. No texts, no calls, no checking their stories, no liking old posts, no asking mutual friends how they are doing, no accidental messages, no, I just wanted closure, nothing. Because the more available you remain, the less they have to wonder. And when someone knows they can still reach you anytime, they do not feel your absence. They feel you're waiting. That is why silence matters. Not the dramatic kind. Not the kind where you disappear for attention, hoping they panic and come back. Real silence. The kind that says, I am no longer standing at the door you walked out of. At first, Dan hated it. His hand kept reaching for his phone. His mind kept creating excuses. Maybe I should just check. Maybe I should just say one thing. Maybe she forgot how much I cared. But every time he resisted, he got a little bit of himself back. Because no contact is not about making them miss you. It is about stopping yourself from bleeding in front of someone who already chose to leave. And something strange happens when you truly disappear. Your absence starts speaking. They wonder why you stopped watching, why you stopped reaching, why you stopped being easy to find. Your absence becomes louder than your presence ever was. The second thing Dan had to stop doing was talking about her. Because no contact means nothing if your mouth keeps bringing them back into your life. Dan stopped texting her, but he still talked about her. To his friends, to himself, in his head, at night, in the car, at work, over and over again. What she said, what she did, why she left, what it meant, what he should have done differently. And every time he repeated the story, he gave it more life. That is what most people do not understand. Every time you talk about them, you give them power. You keep them alive in your nervous system. You keep the wound open. You keep your identity tied to the person who walked away. And sometimes, the story gets back to them. Someone says, he still talks about you. She still asks about you. They are still hurting. And suddenly, they know. They still have space in your life. They still have a seat in your mind. They still have emotional access. Do not give them that. When someone asks about them, keep it short. I am focused on other things now. That is it. No drama. No long explanation. No emotional report. If someone pushes for details, smile and say, it is all good. I am moving forward. Then change the subject. Because the moment you stop talking about them, you stop feeding the version of you that was still waiting, and you begin becoming the version of you that already left. Then Dan did the thing that changed everything. He stopped using his pain as proof that he was broken, and started using it as fuel. Not angry fuel, not revenge fuel. Quiet fuel. The kind that gets you out of bed when your heart still feels heavy. The kind that makes you choose yourself, even when a part of you still misses them. This is where most people get it wrong. They disappear, but they do not grow. They stop talking, but they stay stuck. They wait for the other person to notice their absence, instead of becoming someone they are proud to live with. Do not do that. If they leave, level up. Not for them, for you. Move your body. Fix your sleep. Clean your space. Start the project. Learn the skill. Return to the part of yourself you abandoned while trying to keep them. Dan started small. One workout. One clean room. One evening without checking her profile. One meal with people who made him laugh. One day where he did not ask what she was doing. Then another. And another. And slowly, he changed. His friends noticed first. He stood differently. He spoke less, but with more weight. He smiled without forcing it. He looked like someone who had stopped begging life to give back what left him. And that is when the energy shifts. Because people can feel when you no longer need to be chosen. They expected you to collapse, but you started becoming. They expected you to wait, but you started building. And nothing makes someone regret walking away faster than seeing you become stronger without them. And then comes the test. The moment Dan started looking better, feeling stronger, and living like his world had not ended, she reached out. Not with an apology, not with accountability, not with a real conversation. Just a small message. Hey, that was it. One word. And somehow, that one word tried to pull him back into everything he had just survived. That is what breadcrumbs do. A breadcrumb is attention without responsibility. It is a tiny piece of contact, sent to see if you are still hungry for their validation. A like on an old photo, a late-night text, a random, "I miss you," a soft question, a small signal that says, "Are you still there if I want you?" Most people lose right here. They see the message, and their heart starts racing. They think, maybe they regret it. Maybe they miss me. Maybe this is the moment. So they reply too fast. They open the door too wide. They become available again. And just like that, the power shifts back. Dan almost did the same thing, but then he remembered. If someone truly wants to return, they will not send confusion. They will bring clarity. They will bring accountability. They will bring effort. So when the breadcrumb came, he did not chase it. If you respond at all, keep it calm. I am good, thanks. No question back. No emotional opening. No late-night conversation. No proof that you were waiting. Because breadcrumbs are not love. Breadcrumbs are tests, and you are no longer available for lazy access. Then Dan reached the part most people never understand. You do not win by making them come back. You win by no longer needing them to. Because if your whole life becomes a performance, just to make someone regret leaving, you are still controlled by them. You are still dressing for them, posting for them, growing for them, waiting for them to notice. That is not freedom. That is attachment wearing a better outfit. So Dan stopped trying to look healed and started actually healing. He stopped asking, "Will she regret losing me?" and started asking, "Do I respect the person I am becoming?" That question changed him. He lived like he had already won. Not because everything was perfect, not because the pain disappeared overnight, but because he stopped placing his value in the hands of someone who left. He had himself, his future, his peace, his work, his body, his friends, his goals, his own life waiting for him to return to it. And slowly, he did. That is what people feel. They feel when you are no longer desperate. They feel when you are no longer performing sadness. They feel when your silence is not a trick, but a sign that your energy has gone home. And that is when regret becomes real. Because they see you living, not proving, not chasing, not begging, just living. And they realize something painful. They didn't leave someone weak. They left someone who had forgotten their own power, and then remembered it without them. Here is the truth Dan finally understood. They might come back. They might send the message. They might say they miss you. They might suddenly realize what they lost. But by then, you may not want them anymore. Not because you hate them. Not because you are trying to punish them. But because while they were gone, you met yourself again. You found the parts of you that were quiet for too long. You found your standards, your peace, your discipline, your laughter, your future. And you realized something powerful. They were never the whole story. They were only one chapter, a painful one, a loud one, a chapter that changed you. But still, just one chapter. The real victory is not making them regret losing you. The real victory is becoming so whole that their regret no longer controls you. If they come back, you get to decide. If they do not, you still win. Because you are no longer standing where they left you. You moved. You grew. You became someone stronger. So today, pick one step. Stop checking. Stop talking. Start building. Ignore the breadcrumb. Live like you already chose yourself. And if this message spoke to you, like this video. Subscribe for more videos about self-respect, emotional control, and quiet power. Then comment below, chosen. Because starting today, you are not waiting to be chosen anymore. You already chose yourself, and that is why they will feel your absence, long after you stop needing their return.